Hello again. Got an idea this morning. This is what I'm going to get out of this chunk of wood, a chunk of bark. So let's get started and see what happens. First, we have to consider this. This thing is kind of looking out. He's in the bark looking out. He's really not all the way out here. So we're going to have to carve this, leave a lot of bark around his face. So we have to draw an outline of what we want to cut into to get that to see that face. So here's what we're going to do. We'll lay this down and you just sketch out the best you can this pattern around the outline of where the image is going to be. So I think we're going to kind of leave it rough in there, and that's kind of high there. So I'm going to sweep this down into here and actually come back across here. And excuse me if I mumble because I do that a lot. Now I'm going to go right here, and this is not going to be an exact duplicate of everything, but I think I'm going to stop right in there, leave a little bark there, but I believe I can get that image now right out of that. That's where we're at. I have an outline of that drawn. I don't know if you can see that or not. But anyway, it goes around this part. There it is. Shows up a little better. And I just got that outline. Let's get busy and start that. Get my mask on. A little breathing apparatus here, because that bark does put out some fine dust. Now, I won't be saying anything for a while till I get this cut out, and then I'm going to stop and show you what I did. I'm going to try to make more of a tutorial out of this than just show me things. So that's about all we'll need right there. And we got the outline of the bark. We're going to leave all that rough bark around the edge of the image, because we got that. See that bark around that, and the face is going to be inside there. Now what we got to do is take a magic marker and kind of outline a rough mark of what we're going to cut, which will be the face. It really helps to have a picture in front of you, although you don't need it if you're just wanting to create something out of your mind. But what we're going to do here is hold up kind of like the one up here. His face is going to be a little angle, so I'm going to start his face this way, which my center line of this thing is going to be right down this way. His nose, eyes, and such are going to be there. Now the eyes are kind of going, let's get the nose started. It'll be a little bit more narrow, but nose down here, and we're going to leave quite a bit for the nose, which we'll do something like this. and nose is going to come rounded like this. His eyes are more or less going to be arched across like this, and the mouth is going to be right in here. So if we run out of room, we can start kind of cut in a little more here, but the mouth I want to be all the way like this, and let's say like that. And the lip, add some teeth here. And we got a couple of teeth up here. So we've got an outline now of what we want. Now he's got his head turned just a little bit. We'll have the round eyes here. The eyes going to be big. You want the eyes at least something like that. So I think we just about got what we want. I may bring this down a little bit more to open that face up. Well, we're going to carve around that. So we go down, let's see, and the mouth and then the edge of that, so we're okay there. We're okay, we just did behind that. We might take a little of that. Let's see. Let's get started on that and see what we can come up with. Get that up out of the way and get this laid down and get the mask back on, and we'll go at it. I would stop and we'll take a look about what I've done so far. You see right here, when you start to cut the pattern, we had the nose laid out here, so we just carve inside that nose. And you see these eyeballs, I want them to be kind of sticking out as much as possible. So I'm leaving a lot of stuff right in here. And that's where the eyelid is going to start up here. And you see the nose starting to come out. And I drilled where I wanted to start the mouth, but there's got to be quite a bit cut off here for the mouth because it's got to get back in, let the nose stick out quite a bit more. So right now, what I'm going to do is start up, and we'll cut that nose about as deep as we want it, and then we'll start bringing we'll start bringing it down. And I don't want to get rid of that hole there where the mouth's going to be. There's going to be room for a couple of teeth there coming out the lips. So we want that. Next, we're just going to cut this away down in here to get it kind of the level we want. And I'm going to continue as I take this off. I'll make this mouth a little deeper, and that'll kind of be the center of the throat part right in there. So we'll worry about the eyes and shaping the nose, but we want to get that nose as deep as what we want it now down in here, and that'll all be carved out. But what I want to do now is concentrate on the mouth area and get the nose to come out. So let's get on with that. Okay, I wanted to stop and kind of take a look at what we got. I got the eyes shaped up here. Left a lot of wood in here to get those eyes to pop out similar to that picture right there. What we'll do next, you see how the nose has really come out there, and it's about where we want him. And then we cut the mouth area down to where that nose will really can be seen. And we've outlined, dug in around the perimeter here, and I'll continue to work on that maybe a little bit more so we get a shadow effect, like he's really back inside that log and just trying to peek out. So the nose is coming along, starting to shape that a little bit. And again, I'm gonna, as I cut into this area, make sure you don't lose your mouth. And now we're ready to draw a little bit on the mouth here, our pattern that we actually want. And what that will be, that we want that as similar to our drawing here. So we're going to have some, we want some teeth in here, a couple of teeth. So we want to run, and the mouth, remember, is going to be the center line there. So we're going to come down here with his mouth and back over and down about the same on the other end, maybe rounded there. And that'll be room for some teeth. We want to leave that. And we can cut out all the dark spots that I'm making here. Mouth's going to go back over here, and let's bring it all the way over to there, back into there, and we're gonna pop it down, probably let's see, right down that wall right there, and we're gonna come right here. Now, mouth's going to be at least that wide, and we're going to leave a little for a tongue is going to come out, so that's going to shape down in here and right here, and we will trim all of this out here. Like this, paint that black. That's going to be deep in there. Remember, leaving the teeth, and there's the tongue, which we'll leave enough to shape there. We got some. We got to leave room for some a lip. Our lip can go down a little farther here, and then we want teeth. And let's just say our lip, get that shaped like we want it, and the lip, say, the tongue is going to have to be kind of side. I got a little too much tongue there, but leave enough. Right here, let's see, we've got several teeth, bottom teeth going up here, so we don't want to take too much out there. Above the teeth, there's going to be a little bit took out something like that, and then that'll leave room for his tongue to come out. So you see what we're going to try to accomplish here. That'll start looking, we'll leave this going to be mustache coming down all through here. There'll be hairs coming from all this direction here. Bring them up to the corner of his nose. They're going back under there. And then, of course, there's going to be a beard swinging back under here. Now, let's see what we can do with that. Let's just take a look at what we got so far. We're getting the eyes. Here's the picture, and here's the image that's trying to get out of there, and the mouth there. So far, so good. We'll continue on this with the little more pointed burr to get the mouth and get some depth in there and get the teeth started. And I think the mouth is at about the right spot. And once we get the eyes shaped up a little bit more, I think we'll be going to town with this one. Okay, let's talk about what we've done so far. Now we've got working on my tongue coming out there a little bit, but I got some place there. I'm going to cut some teeth in. I'm going to cut some teeth in up here that will show just behind, just below the lip. So that's our next to do there. And there's her picture. We're not there yet, but it's starting to take shape. Next thing I'm going to do, we're going to go in here and work on these teeth. And I'm using a diamond short kind of bit here that hopefully that I can get in between these, a little narrow bit, 1/32, I think, and that's going to cut the teeth out and highlight around the lips. So we're going to do that next, and I think the mouth is just about getting there. Take a look at what we got so far. Now, I don't know if you see those teeth with the lighting, but I got some teeth in there. And what we're going to do now is shape the lips. It's going to have to come down a little bit farther. We'll go in a little bit deeper with this stuff, and we're going to cut our lip in up here a little more with our mustache kind of coming down. That's covering the lips. Let's see what we can do with that. Next, we're going to get a round over polishing, real fine bit here, and change it out, and we'll get started again. What I was doing there, these little green stones, good for polishing. So I've polished the tongue here, so whenever you get a finish on it, it will be a little more glossy than the rest of it. It hardly takes anything off, but you can kind of see it start to take a shine and show up more. And also do around the eyes and some things I want highlighted a little more. And that will actually, when you hard polish it with a stone like this, you're not really removing much wood at all. It's sort of like a polishing effect, so I like to say, but I just accidentally discovered that, and it works pretty good. So let me change to my other cut-saw bit, and we will be right back. Then now we're going to do the hairs on the beard and the eyebrows and such, and mustache. Let's see what we do. So when you touch down, it wants the wrong way from you. So touch it and let it cut out like that, and you end up with some, you see a little detail in there, and you see all the detail is for the hairs in the mustache is short up now, and in the beard, pretty good. And we'll highlight that with a wood burner a little bit, and you'll really be able to see it. Now I gotta take it's not bad right there. And I want to take a little more out from underneath here. So that looks like his forehead continues about now we'll see that the whole head is back in the wood. And we've got what we want now. We got the shadow effect. If you get that dug in up under here, that'll give you a shadow effect no matter how the light's hitting it. And it looks like the wood spirit is just popping out of the wood there. And it looks kind of angry to me. We want to put some pupils in there. And I think I'm going to use a wood burner for that. I'm going to get that wood burner started now and show you how I'll go over the details there. And then I'll put the shellac on it, and we'll see this a little later with the poly on it, not shellac. Okay, I got the my wood burner with the ball tip on it. And you see, I outlined the eyes for one of them in lead pencils so I could erase them and get them adjusted just right. And we want him to look kind of struggling, like he's not looking straight out. He's trying to get out of the wood. So let's just put a little bit right there where that's at. And we'll put another one right about there. And we see that's showing up now pretty good. And he got that wall look on his face. That's about what we want. Now we're going to switch to the other wood burner tip. And you see this one is split that way. You turn it sideways and it gets you a side, kind of a fine line for the hairline or for the beard and mustache and the eyebrows. You see it's starting to turn red, and it's pretty well ready. I tested it out on my workbench, but this wood is fairly soft, so it don't take much to burn it in and to see what we got. It does pretty good, pretty quick. And we'll see here that these hairs burn in there pretty quick. You don't want to hold that down very long. See, the light hits it a certain way. Kind of get it square with the camera there. Now what we want to do here is we'll do the mustache the same way and let it kind of come around here, and that'll be a permanent highlight for the hairs in the beard and the mustache. So let's go with that. And then that'll show up pretty good with the paint. And it'll show up the hairline. I like highlighting that beard before you put the poly on it. And you can actually, this wood burner will follow the tiny grooves that your bit took out. And if you can, if it sometimes go right on under that bark there, which don't show up all that much, but he's back in there a little bit. But see right there, you can see fairly good. Now, what we're going to do here is the same thing. Hold that down and just run it in the grooves that's cut. Let it follow the grooves that we cut out. And let me see that. See the grooves in there? I'm just following that. But I use the wood burner to go over the hairs, and it really highlights it just where you want it, because you already have your grooves, your hair grooves cut, and they show up as the hair. And you can do this like you would a paintbrush. That tip's very hot, and you just keep it moving when you put it on there. I could actually bury it right down in there, but we don't want to do that. All we're doing is kind of painting hairs with a wood burner, and it's okay to turn it upside down, whatever you need to do to keep that bit here turned sideways, not this way, but that way. Go right in those grooves. And just a tip of mine, I don't know if I saw that somewhere on YouTube or not, but if I did, I thank whoever put it on there. I know Jody Johnson, he certainly used a wood burner a lot. I may have seen him do this, but I'm sure it's not a brand new technique, but it's one that I think works pretty good. So it's good advice. And whether you heard it first here or not, but it creates the highlights that you're after for the beard and the mustache and the eyelashes, and it really helps separate that out when you put your finish. And you can, on your high spots, you can turn it sideways a little bit, get it dark as you want it. The more hairlines that you trace, the darker your beard will get. But let's see if I can get it turned enough to where that light is showing in there. Yeah. Now, what I'm going to do is paint we'll probably paint the teeth white, or kind of a off-white. We don't want to be shiny white, but I'll do that with acrylic, and I'm going to be back and show you that too. I don't think I'll film putting it on, because all you got to do is take a small brush, get that on the teeth so they show up. And I think that's all acrylic I'm going to use. I was thinking about acrylic white on the eyes, but the eyes has got a kind of a bugged out look, and I think that's the look I'm after. Here, let's get the picture here, and we'll compare it. The eyes have to be more rounded, like these, and set back a little further than what I have here. So we're going to do some changes. Okay, let's turn up the time. It's the next day, but what do you think about that? There he is. There's that big guy that didn't want to come out of the wood. And there's a picture of him originally. And that's just what we got. So hope you enjoyed the video. And if you did, please subscribe. Maybe click that little bell. That'd be nice to know, get a notification whenever I post another video. But there'll be more to come, that's for certain. See you later.